We're going to continue with the disturbing movies in my collection. And here we have Ebola Syndrome and The Untold Story. I have not seen Ebola Syndrome yet, but then The Untold Story is one really crazy, mad film indeed. And here we have Blood Pigs and The Untold Story 2. And then we have these two, Deliverance and Singapore Sling. Deliverance is a masterpiece. I have not seen the Singapore Sling yet, but yeah. Then we have these two, Irreversible and House on the Edge of the Park. Irreversible I have not seen yet. The House on the Edge of the Park is one really cruel film with David Hess, and the movie is directed by Ruggero Deodato. And here we have Nicos the Impaler and Faces of Death. Nicos the Impaler might not really be, maybe shouldn't be in this list or this category, but that's how I roll, and it's a limited edition. And this release of Faces of Death actually comes with a documentary about Faces of Death, which I actually found to be more interesting than the movie itself. So yeah. And here we have Stoic and Adam Chaplin. Stoic is probably one of Uwe Boll's best films to date, in my opinion, along with maybe Rampage. And Adam Chaplin is like the Italian version of Riccio. It has so much gore and splatter and blood in it, so it's just so crazy, but I really love it for that. And I decided to throw all these three in here. Three Olaf Ittenbach movies: Black Past, The Burning Moon, and Primoto's Lord of the Living Dead. I've seen Black Past and The Burning Moon, but I haven't seen Primoto's, and I actually do prefer The Burning Moon over Black Past. But yeah, both of these are really cruel and vile movies when it comes to the gore, so yeah. And here we have Dead Girl and 7 Days. I actually think Dead Girl is quite underrated, and 7 Days is real cool. And here we have Murder Set Pieces and Shogun Sadism. I have not seen Shogun Sadism yet, but I have seen Murder Set Pieces, and I thought some of the acting in that movie was absolutely terrible. But yeah, overall it was quite forgettable, to be honest. And here we have a Serbian film, The Human Centipede 1 and 2 and 3. A Serbian film I think is a great film, but I do not think it is the most disturbing movie of all time, which very many people seem to think. And The Human Centipede 1 is probably my favorite in that series or whatever, even though I do not think it's a great film. Part 2 is probably the most disturbing one, and Part 3 was quite forgettable, but Part 3 has more comedy things to it, in my opinion, so yeah. And here we have two Japanese movies, which I unfortunately haven't seen yet. Organ and Living... What's it called? Is it just called Living Hell? Yeah, Living Hell. And then we have Tokyo Psycho and Meat Grinder. I have not seen Tokyo Psycho yet, but I have seen Meat Grinder, and I thought that movie was quite boring, to be honest, and I did not care for it that much, and was very confusing with the characters as well. And then we have these two, Guts of Beauty and Razorhead. Guts of Beauty I just hated. It was way too sleazy for me. It was not enough gore or anything special about that movie, to be honest. And then we have Eraserhead, which I unfortunately still haven't watched, so I'm just mad at myself that I haven't seen it yet, so yeah. And then we have these two, Eden Lake and Penance. Eden Lake is a great film, and very disturbing in some parts, and I think Penance is really boring, and I did not care for it. But yeah, Eden Lake is really recommended. And then we finish this video with the two movies, Tetsuo the Iron Man and Tetsuo 2 Body Hammer. I prefer Tetsuo the Iron Man just because of the style to that movie and the whole weirdness of it. But I still think Tetsuo 2 the Body Hammer is interesting as well, but it doesn't have the same atmosphere as the first one, so yeah. So yeah, these are all the movies that some people might consider to be disturbing movies that I have in my collection. I might have missed out on some movies here and there that I have on other places, but these are the one which I just remembered in the top of my head. So yeah, Hope you all of you enjoyed and didn't get bored, and hope to see you again as soon as possible. So see you next time. Bye bye.